So I want to talk to you about being impeccable with your word. Because it's a fascinating thing. Like, our word is important. It aligns with our breath. It aligns with our body. It aligns with our nervous system. And so when we say, yes, we'll be here, yes, we'll pay you, yes, we'll do this, all of a sudden our system is in alignment to that. Now, if you say it and you're not in alignment, watch your breath. If you're like, yeah, I'll do this, sure, I'll come home and give you a massage, honey, even though I just worked an 8-hour day. And you're not in alignment, watch your breath. Notice how your body responds. Also notice how your partner responds on the phone and going, are you really going to have the energy for this? Watching all of it. How are you with being impeccable to your word? It's like part of the 4 agreements. Are you impeccable with your word? So there's different ways of looking at this, being impeccable with your word. Because so many people just say something and they just think they can change their mind later. And it causes a lot of distrust in the world. So I had a situation recently that's been going on for literally 6 months where, I went to a workshop and I told him, he said, hey, if you don't have it right in a way, that's fine. Pay me within the next 6 months. If you need extension of time, let me know. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. His PayPal account got shut down, so I couldn't pay him like the first payment, or it's the second payment. And I'm like, okay. So I waited and waited and waited. And it only just got opened up like last week, I think Monday. And so I was like, okay, great. I have a way of paying him now. But what is interesting to hear is like his response to everything. Like 2.5 months ago, it was like the barrage of emails and distrust of like, when are you gonna pay me? When are you gonna pay me? Every day. Like every day I would say, hey, give me some time. This is gonna happen. And I had some more questions because he hadn't fulfilled his end of the bargain. He wasn't being impeccable to his word. He hadn't fulfilled what he promised me in the workshop. And so I was like, okay, what do I do? And I kept sitting with it. I'm like, my word is who I am. I told him I would pay him. Now, he didn't provide me what he said he would. And I was really disappointed. And then he turned around and treated me really badly, not only in class, but afterward. It was like insane. And I did so much for the workshop because I assisted, and so much since then. I ran his online thread and all this stuff, and it was just like, and the barrage of anger that I got from him, and what I could only guess, it's only an assumption, I don't know it to be true, but it feels true. It's my internal thought, but I couldn't ask him about it because every time I asked him a question, I got a barrage of anger. So I couldn't ask him, is this true? Like a lot of scarcity mindedness started coming up, and then some of his students started contacting me, telling me where he let them down, was disappointed, and he didn't follow through on this. And I was like, part of my mind was like collecting evidence, going, this is a reason not to pay him, I don't have to pay him. And then I sat with him like, no, I said I would pay him. I asked him if he felt it was fair with all the work. I mean, hours upon hours of work that I did for him that he didn't have to do. I asked him if it felt fair for me to have to pay full price. I wanted to pay him something. Was it okay for me to get a discount? And he was like, no. And so I sat with it, and I realized I'm going to be impeccable to my word, either whether he is or not. And so I paid him. And I was just like, okay, universe, take it away. And what was amazing was I ended up booking a client, a couples session, within an hour. It was just like, I freed myself to actually have that happen. So anyway, it's amazing. So look at also your breath, because your breath tells you a lot. if when you go to do something, your breath starts holding or starts breathing really fast, it tells you something. If you're relaxed, you're like flowing, that tells you something. So anyway, sit with the impeccableness of your word and how it affects you in life and all that good stuff. So, love.